Hi everybody, and thank you so much for coming back. So today we're on day 6, we're almost at a week. So just congratulate yourself for being here and for committing to this so far, knowing that we're about a third of the way to making a concrete habit. So today's session, as you're probably all aware, is all about connectedness, this connectedness to others now, which may seem a bit strange, seeing the current climate. You might be in social distancing and self-isolation, and you're not touching other people. I know in our household we're not hugging, we're not holding hands, we're not doing any of that stuff. But there is still so much that we can do to stay connected to others. And yesterday and the day before, we worked on our contact with ourselves. So now we're going to start expanding that into the external world. So as we begin, coming again to our mat or our space, wherever we are, our feet are hip width apart, facing forward, and we're going to come back to charge in the space and the energy. Bones in our knees, shaking our hands, setting our intention for the day, allowing gentle twists, however feel natural, loosening up in the body, feeling your feet on the earth beneath you, the strength that is your trunk, that is your core, that is your back, the length coming out the back of the neck. This beam of light is coming all the way from the top of our head to the soles of our feet. We're going to go into those side swings again with an in-breath coming up, out breath switching. Looking to side in this journey, making sure we're stopping at shoulder height. This is the agility that we began working on. And as we're doing this, our knees are still facing forward, they're not coming with our upper body. So there's a split in the upper and lower body. Play with speed and time, and do this with your own breath, knowing that breath is the component here. And as we're swinging, really imagine lengthening out from the tops of your fingertips, all of your arms, the top of your head reaching up to the ceiling. We're engaging with the space around us, the energy, the people and the objects. Make a conscious decision to be present and give everything out, knowing we have enough within ourselves as we began to work on it over these past 6 days. Come back to that gentle rock, slowing it down in our own time. Just going to roll those shoulders backwards a bit, keeping that open feeling that we worked on in day 3. Allowing this movement to move slightly into the torso, the neck and the head as well. So you may look to the direction that you're rolling the shoulder back. We're bringing this movement out of the upper body and stability to the lower body. So we're making a conscious contrast. Coming to a standstill. We're going to start by going back again into our warrior 2 position. So we're bringing our left foot forward. Our right foot is coming back, our left knee is over the toe. That right foot, that back foot is facing out towards 3 o'clock and my knee is over my toe. My arms are at shoulder height, palms facing down. My hips are facing 3, and I'm feeling strong and grounded. I'm feeling all 4 edges of my feet in contact with the floor, so I'm not sinking or slipping either way. I'm up, I'm lifted, I'm present. I'm still feeling that energy coming out of every bit that I can, coming out of my fingers, out the tips of my head, out my feet. I'm deliberately making contact with everything around me. And with an exhale, we're going to straighten that left leg. I'm going to come into triangle. So our hands are going to face towards that 3 o'clock position. We're going to tilt the body ever so slightly until our left hand is resting on the outer side of our left thigh, knowing to not put pressure on the knee, but either resting if you need more support on your thigh, holding on to your hips. My right hand is directly above my shoulders, and I'm going to look up to the hand as if I'm waving hello. We spoke about the brick wall, so we're imagining behind us is a flat wall. We want our stomach to touch that, and both of our shoulders as well. Right now we're staying quite high, but we're feeling how this can open up our hips, our back. Staying focused with our gaze. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. If not, place the hand back on the outer leg, allowing the body to relax down, stopping just after the knee. Making sure we're in line with that brick wall. If you want to change your gaze, you can look down at the bottom foot. Staying with your breath here as you're opening up the side of your body. With an exhale, we're going to slide that body back up, bending that front knee, coming back into that warrior two position. From here, our left hand is going to lean forward, up. Our right hand is going to slide down the back of our leg, and we're keeping our eye contact with that left hand as we go into a side bend. Staying grounded in the feet, keeping that back leg nice and straight, and that front knee facing the 12 o'clock. Exhale, coming out. From here, we're going to move, so we're going to keep our left leg where it is. We're going to move to chair position. So we're bringing our right leg down and in front. We're trying to automatically engage that core so we're not arching, staying tucked in. We found support here. If you want to stay, that's perfectly fine. If not, we're outstretching the arms in front of us. And if you want even more of a challenge, the arms are lifting up so our elbows are in line with our ear. Staying here for a few breaths, making sure we're keeping focus on whatever point is in front of us to keep that nice long line of the neck. We're feeling this energy still coming out the top of our head, coming out of our body and coming down into the floor. There's a three-way connection this time. Really lengthening out of those fingers as if someone's gently pulling them. We're feeling the grounded and the spreading of the toes. We're feeling the engagement of our lower body as if we're sitting on a chair. And with your exhale, you're going to keep your right leg where it is. You're going to bring that left leg back and turning it out to 9 o'clock, and then back into a warrior two position on the other side. Our palms are facing down, our shoulders at shoulder height and in line. So if I was to wiggle my fingers, I can see both of my fingers in the corner of my eye without moving my head. I'm feeling all four edges of my feet. My front leg is pointing to 12 o'clock. My back leg and my foot are pointing to 9. You're strong, you're sturdy, and you're stable. With an exhale, you're straightening that front leg. Turning both the palms to 9 o'clock, allowing a gentle twist so the hand can rest just above the upper knee. This top hand is coming directly above the shoulders, and I'm making a conscious effort to pull my shoulders down. I'm looking up to the top hand, giving it a little wiggle and a wave hello. And I'm staying with my breath. Still imagining that brick wall so my stomach is in line and both of my shoulders are as well. If you're wanting to stay here, that is perfectly fine. If not, you can come to just below the knee. Again, stopping, swapping the gaze to the foot beneath us. Keeping that body in line with that back wall. Imagine someone's lifting you up by this top hand and grounding you down by the bottom. Feel your engagement with the environment around you. With an exhale, you're going to bend that front knee and come back up to the warrior two position. Continuing an inhale, lean forward with the right. Exhale, follow that hand back as we allow the back hand to run down the back of the leg. We're keeping contact with our right arm and our head. And we're keeping that front leg bended, knee over toe. With an exhale, coming back up to warrior two. And again, we're moving into that chair position, so our left leg is meeting our right, automatically connecting our core, knowing we can lower it as we need. Either keeping contact with ourselves or lifting the arms up. Keeping our focus, our gaze. Our knees are facing forward. We're feeling that three-way of energy now at the top of our head, our feet, and our lower body. The arms are now connecting to bring awareness to a fourth area. So if we've got this energy stream coming out of our fingers, out of our head, out of our toes that are spread on the mat, and out of our tail. Exhale, coming back to neutral. I'm going to show you the hands for the next bit. It's half eagle. So you're going to bring your left hand across your chest. Your right arm is going to come under as if you're doing one of these stretches. Then your left hand is going to come to the back of your right hand, and your right hand is going to turn to twist. So these are our eagle hands. This is what they look like from the side. Knowing it's okay if the hands aren't touching or if they're not meeting, we're going on our own journey. So again, we're going to stand hip width apart, toes facing forward. We're going to cross that left arm in front. The right arm's going to hook. The left arm's going to come to the back of the right hand, and the right hand's going to twist to meet in prayer. In this position, or wherever you are, you're actively engaging by pulling down your shoulders. You may feel this at the top of your shoulder blades here. And you're working, having the thumb in line with the elbow, a certain distance apart. So you're in this position here, I'm not here. Shoulders are down. I'm about a hand and a bit distance away from my eyebrow. And from this position, we're going to go back down into chair again. So with an exhale, we're going to come down into a half eagle. Feeling the engagement of the core. And noticing where you feel breath moving through your body with every inhale and exhale. Seeing if you're focusing on something external or if you're focusing on your hands. If you're focusing on something external, can you see your hands in your gaze? Now I'm going to lift the arms up as high as we can, whilst keeping those shoulders lowered. Notice how this may affect your breathing, knowing it's completely okay. With an exhale, the arms are coming as far down as they can. Notice any changes you feel here. With a final exhale, coming back to standing in a neutral position. I'm going to shake that off quickly, just allow my arms to bounce a little bit. Find a little bit of fun and freedom. Do the same the other way, so this time the right arm's coming in front, the left arm is hooking. The right arm is coming behind the left hand, and the left hand is folding. So again, right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm. You're allowing your shoulders to move down, and your hands to be a hand and a bit away from your eyebrow, with your thumb in line. With your next natural exhale, you're going to come back down again into that chair position, feeling the core engaging, not tucking out or this way. Feeling the shoulders move down the back of the spine, and noticing what you're fixating on, whether it is your hands or something external. And if this changes by me saying anything, take a nice few natural breaths here. With an exhale, bring the hands up as high as they can, keeping their shoulders down. And with an exhale, bring them as low as they can, keeping those shoulders down. And with your next natural exhale, come back to standing, releasing those arms. And you're making your way to your mat in your own way. I'm going to start by facing the side, coming up to our knees. My knees are stacked exactly over my hips and knees are in line. My body is still carrying that beautiful light of energy. I'm going to bring my right foot out, and the foot is still going to be facing 3 o'clock, just like we did in our warrior. My bottom hand, my right hand, is coming to my hip. My left hand is going to reach up. Spend a few breaths here working on lowering the shoulders and working on feeling all 4 edges of the foot of that right foot on the ground. Knowing it's okay if it's not completely flat, but we're working towards. For the energy coming out of the top of that left hand. Notice if there's any connection between your left hand and your right foot. Fixating on a point in front of you and staying with our natural breath. Releasing any tension, reaching out to the world. With your next exhale, you can lift up, lean over to the right hand side, staying on that fixed point. You're making sure the shoulders are stacked on top of each other as if there is a wall behind you, so you're really feeling the stretch in the side of the body. And if you wish to increase, you can allow that right hand to slide down the leg, not holding on to me, but for support. And if you want to increase that further, you can use your sight, your drishti, and look up to the top hand. This pose is known as Gates pose. Notice how all of our energy and our efforts are moving to the right hand side right now. But there is still connection that is felt in the left. Change our gaze so we're looking down now to our foot. See if this changes anything at all. Keeping the energy in the top arm. With an exhale, coming back to our knees. Take a sit for a minute. Notice how your body is feeling. Closing your eyes and looking back at yourself. What sensations can you still feel? Is there a difference between both halves of the body? How is the contact with the outside in contrast to the contact with yourself right now? Open the eyes. Back onto our knees again, knees and hips stacked, and this time we're bringing that left foot out, foot towards 12 o'clock. Putting the left hand on our hip and the right hand reaching up, bringing those shoulders down so they're not lifted, it's really coming down, as if someone's standing behind you. Feel the crown of your energy right now, the regal power that you have. Energy is coming out of your right hand up into the skies below, the skies above, and your energy is coming down to the earth below, through your feet and your knees contact with the ground. Find your point in front of you, and just notice your natural breath, not needing to change anything. With your next natural exhale, you're going to breathe it up and allow yourself to fold over to the left hand side, still keeping that energy flow from those fingers. The shoulders lifting down, and there's as if there's a brick wall behind us. The shoulders are stacked up on top of each other. And if we want to increase that stretch, allowing the hands to slide down the side of the leg, keeping that fixed gaze or drishti. We're now noticing how all our energy is going to the left hand side of our body, but there is still a felt connection on the right. One side may be easier than the other, and that is completely okay. Change our gaze to look at the foot below us. Noting this may alter our balance, and again, balance may be tested on both or either side. It's just a time that we're learning about ourselves without any judgment. Then exhale, we're coming back up to our knees, resting down, closing our eyes, and just observing what we notice in our body. What is the contrast between being out and being in? Where does your body feel right now? Does it feel inward, outward, or a mixture between the two? Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. And you're going to come meet me in this tabletop pose, where our wrists and our shoulders are in line, and our knees and our hips are in line. We're looking directly at a point between our hands, so we've got a nice long length in the neck. I'm going to be testing our balance. So we're just going to start by lifting up the left hand, putting it down, right hand, putting it down. Keep doing this in your own time, noticing how this may be affecting your breath, how your body may be shifting, where there may or may not be any added pressure or tension. And then we're going to bring this awareness to lifting up one leg, straightening it, bringing it back down again. Noticing if we can feel, whereas tabletop heights, we're not too low, we're not too high. Feeling that support in the lower back. Noticing again what muscles we're engaging, if we're tilting or twisting our hips. Try and stay as stable as we can, as if that body part, that arm, that leg is still there. And we may notice all these micro movements, but they may or may not be seen from the outside. Now we're going to work on alternate. So you're going to bring your right arm up and your left leg out. Coming back in again. Left arm out, right leg out. Coming back in. And you're wanting to do this, they're coming in and out at the same time. You may need to time your breath. You may need to practice a few times. Now and again, every day is completely different. If you wobble, that's completely okay. Find your ground again on the all fours. And if you want to stay with just lifting out the arms or the legs, that is completely fine too. And we're going to hold when you've got your right arm out and your left leg. You're going to feel that pull of energy coming out your fingers and your toes. Then you're going to pull back as if you're going into child's pose. But you're going to keep your arm and leg where they are. In a variation of pigeon. My knees are flat, facing forward. My feet are relaxed on the floor with the toes resting against the back of the mat. My forehead is resting on the mat. Or if you need support, you can take support from the left hand. Coming out of this, see if you can challenge yourself to keep both of those lifted. If you wobble like I just did, do not worry, you're turning back. We're going to do the same on the other side, so we're going to lift up with our left arm and our right leg, feeling the energy coming out of our fingers and our toes. And we're going to pull back to a variation of pigeon. So it means we're shifting our weight backwards, so our heels are meeting with our lower body. The right leg is outstretched, the left arm is outstretched, and if we're needing support, we can find that for our head with the right arm. Allowing our body to relax in this position. And again, if you want to test if you can come back up. Ooh. Without one side or the other, that's completely fine. As you can tell, that's something I need to work on. So we're going to try that again. Right arm out, left leg. Coming down into the variation of pigeon, then coming straight back up again. This again with the other side. Time this with your own breath. Exhale. Exhale's coming up. Inhale's coming in. Exhale extends on the other side. Inhale coming down. Exhale coming up. Inhale coming down. Exhale coming up. Inhale coming down. Exhale coming up. Inhale coming down, and we're just going to rest in child's pose. Don't worry if that was difficult for you. It's difficult for a lot of people, and everyone has their own strengths and things to work on. If you need to do a variation throughout, that was completely okay. And remember, you can always come back and find this video and practice again. We're starting to really challenge ourselves now as we're coming up to the week. The idea of connectedness to others, this pull from the hands and the feet, the fingers and the toes, this energy from the outside space really helps keep that balance, agility and groundedness. Come back to all fours. We're going to keep the toes where they are for now. With an inhale, you're going to imagine your head and your tail are connected and they're reaching up to the ceiling in a U shape. And with every exhale, they're trying to meet underneath your body, causing a lowercase n shape. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Really try and think of the connectedness as if there is a piece of string connecting your head and your tail. Allow this to be what leads the movement instead of your core and your centre. It looks like that. You're really lifting and finding the timing with your own breath from your head and your tail. Imagining they want to meet to form a perfect circle. The rest of your body is just moving around this connection between the head and the tail. If you want, you can curl the toes as if you're a ballerina and your toes are engaged, and you continue this movement of lifting the tail and the head up. Then inhale, head and tail down with an exhale. Do 2 more of those in your own breath, and then meet again in child's pose. Allowing your hands and your fingers when you're in child's pose to really spread out and take space. Imagining these are the roots, and each finger is sending information out into the world. Come back to our knees. Place weight in our hands and curl those toes under again to stretch the backs of the palms of the feet. Now if we want to decrease the stretch, we keep the hands down. If we want to increase, we come sitting upright. Knowing again, every day is different and this is a very sensitive area, so it doesn't often get stretched. Still keeping the energy of light throughout is this connectedness, this duality of head and tail. Staying with your natural breath as we're coming towards the end of the session. Exhale, coming out. So thank you so much for joining in today's session when we start to look at the introduction to connection to the outside world, which we'll be continuing tomorrow. So please have a look at the meditation as well, like, comment and share, and do let us know how you're getting on. Thank you.